modern day religion?
Right.
I want you to take a look at this. Your parents religious?
One is, yes.
One is, what's your nationality, bro?
Native American.
You Native American, all praises. So first off, let me give you something.
No, we gotta go
According to the Bible, if you look down, you actually from the tribe of Gad.
That's right.
From the nation of Israel. You ever heard of that before?
I have not. He was this other gentleman.
Yes, yes. That's is your father's side Native American?
My mother.
Your mother's side. What's your father's side?
My father is, actually, I don't really know that.
You don't really know him. That's all right. That's all right. Because but what we're going into right now is man-made religions, right?
Bring it out. Bring it
because
out.
you said you're not religious. Neither are we.
Right.
Because we don't buy into baptism. Right. We don't buy into Mormonism.
Right.
Adventists.
Right.
All that. Jehovah's Witness. Pentecostal. You know why? Who created the Baptist religion?
I guess John Smith.
John Smith. Does John Smith look like near you?
I don't know.
Now, more importantly, what's the date under that religion right there?
1600s.
1600s. Now, where was the so-called Native Americans at in the 1600s? What status were they living under in the 1600s? Were they free people?
God no.
God, no. Guess what? They were what? If they're not free, they were what?
Enslaved.
Say it on the mic. Say it on the mic.
Enslaved.
That's right.
So guess what?
Bring it out.
Baptist is a slave religion.
Right. Bring it out.
And so on and so forth as you go down the list. Mormonism, 1830. Where were we? Slavery. Okay. Adventists, where were we? If not just quote unquote release, slavery. We were still in slavery.
Bring it
that's
out.
The point.
Bring it
All
out.
these man-made religions, we don't follow that. The religion we follow the laws of God.
Let them know.
We follow what's written in the Bible. Who got that in Maccabees? 2:21. Religion? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to show you the real religion.
Bring it out.
Bring it
what
out.
we just showed you, those are false religions. Because
First Maccabees chapter 2 verse 19.
Bring it out.
Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice. All the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him.
So, Mattathias, this is our forefathers, right? They're under the Greek captivity at this time. He said, although all the nations obey the king, what?
And fall everyone from the religion of their fathers.
So guess what? All our people, they obeying the white man. They obeying this system. They fell away from the heritage and the laws of God. But watch this.
And gives consent to his commandments.
Uh-huh.
Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
So Mattathias said that he was going to walk in the covenant of his fathers. Do you know what that is? That's going into the laws of God.
Right.
That's going into the laws, statutes, and commandments of God given to us as the nation of Israel.
Right.
That's the commandment and the covenant of our fathers. Keep reading though. What is that called?
God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken unto the king's word. To go from all religion.
To go from what?
All religion.
What is the laws of God?
For God forbid that we should not forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken unto the king's word. To go from all religion.
So my brother, what did the Bible say our religion should be? It said what? We should not stray from what?
All religion is
Read that again slowly. Read it again slowly.
God forbid that we should not forsake the law.
So he said, God forbid that we should forsake the law,
And ordinance.
and the
ordinance.
We will not hearken unto the king's word. To go from our religion.
So the laws and the ordinances are what?
Our religion.
Our religion. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So according to the Bible, the laws of God are religion. Now give me Psalms 147.
Bring it out.
Because remember what I told you. This is your nationality according to the Bible.
Right.
Did you know that so-called Native American history is actually written in the Bible?
Bring it out.
Come over here. I want you to look at these signs real quick. Does anything right here resonate on this sign? Which one? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can, whatever you want to read. What is it at? All right. Yes, sir. We're going to read this next. So look at this right here, right? Let me ask you a question. Who did this happen to? Who do you see right here facing persecution?
I guess the Christopher Columbus when he first came over.
Okay. Oh, we cooking now.
Yeah.
We cooking now. Okay,
Yeah, let's go
but
behind.
when Christopher Columbus came over here, who was over here already?
The
Oh, the who?
native folks.
The Native Americans was already over here.
Right.
But didn't Christopher Columbus say he did what? He discovered this land?
Right. Yeah.
He discovered what? Y'all was already living here. We was already deep here, right? Read what you got. Let's read a little bit of that history real quick. Watch this.
Black Indians, A Hidden Heritage by William Lorenz Katz.
Okay, let's see what it says.
It began with Columbus.
What did we just talk about? Columbus. It began with Columbus. Read.
For the people of America, the arrival of Columbus was hardly a blessing.
I want you to pay attention to what that just said. It said for the people of the Americas. Who we talking about?
American, Native American.
Okay, so it says for those people, the arrival of Columbus was hardly a blessing. Why do you think it says that?
Brought diseases, famine, all sorts.
Say it on the mic, man. You cooking. Say it on the mic.
Brought diseases, famine, and all sorts of.
It brought diseases, famine, destruction, rape, murder, pilgrimage, fire. It brought all that destruction, brother. That's why it was hardly a blessing. Read, keep reading.
On this first day, October 12, 1492, the explorer wrote in his diary, I took some of the natives by force.
He did what?
Took some of the natives by force.
What did Columbus profess that he did to our people?
Just kidnapped them.
He kidnapped them.
Right.
He took them into slavery.
That's right.
Keep reading. What else we got?
He later found the original inhabitants.
Yes, sir.
He later found the original inhabitants to be attractable, peaceable, and concluded that there is not in the world a better nation.
So when he came over here, he observed us and said, look, there's no better nation than this. They so peaceable, they so hospitable. Because guess what? What did the Native Americans do when the white man came over here? Nothing. We was trying to welcome him, right? But he took advantage of us. Now, that's the history of so-called what? The Native Americans. But guess what? That's in the Bible. But guess what? You got some more on that? Read that.
His response as a European was to say that the Indians must be made to work.
Read that again.
That the Indians must be made to work.
So when he seen how nice y'all was, when he seen how great of a people we was, he said his first thought wasn't I should exalt these people. It was what?
Put them to work.
We should put these people to work.
Bring it out.
We should put them in chains. That was the first thought of the white man when he came over here and seen how we was operating. Keep reading.
And adopt our ways. Christopher.
Whoa. And do what?
Adopt our ways.
So they should be made to work and also adopt our ways. Assimilate. The brother is cooking right now. Assimilate. They wanted us to adopt their ways. Remember, we went over their ways. Those man-made religions. The holidays that they serve in the day.
Bring it out.
Because guess what? What we reading, don't they commemorate this every year? What do they call it?
Thanksgiving.
There you go.
That they call it Thanksgiving, but guess what? It's coming on Monday. They call it Columbus Day. Columbus Day. That's coming up on Monday. And guess what? Everybody's about to celebrate the death, rape, and pilgrimage of the Native Americans on Monday. And the colonialism of our people. Keep reading.
The Christopher Columbus, whose unique seamanship and courage had opened the Americas to European penetration, also began the transatlantic slave trade.
So guess what? After he came and said, look, we're going to take some of these Indians by force. We done opened the penetration up to the rest of the Europeans. Guess what we finna do? We finna start the what?
Transatlantic slave trade.
That's when we come into play. That's when your brothers, the black man, came into play. Now they said, okay, we took them over. Now we gonna set it up to start taking these brothers over too. You understand that? So guess what? What we reading right now? Whose history are we reading right now? Our history. We reading our history and what the white man did to us when he came over here.
Chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from one end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flieth.
Okay, so I want you to read that from the top. We're going to break this down slowly. Watch this.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
So one of the curses for not listening to the laws of God was that the Lord was going to send a nation against us from far, from the other end of the earth. Right. So we were living on what hemisphere? What hemisphere are we on right now? The Western Hemisphere. And it said that the people would be sent from the other side of the world against us. Who came from the other side of the world all the way to the Americas to enslave your people? Italians, the so-called Europeans. Look at this. Romans, Spanish, American, right? We're going to get into this eagle right now. Watch this. Read.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far. Against thee from as swift as the eagle flieth.
So the attribute of this nation that was coming against us was the eagle. Said he would come as swift as the eagle flieth. Now I want you to look. I want you to pay attention, right? Because you said Italians. We're going to call them white men. We're going to call them the Europeans. We're going to call them Esau according to the Bible, right? Because that's the nation that came against us. I want to ask you a question. What do all these so-called white nations have in common? What did we just read about the eagle? It's a sign of invasion. It's a sign that this is the people that was sent against you, right? Now look at this. You got the Greeks with the eagle. You got the Romans with the eagle. And guess what? You got the Spaniards with the eagle. The Spaniards with the eagle. The Americans today with the eagle. This is the nation it's talking about that was sent against our people to enslave us. That's going into Columbus. That's going into, give me some more names. Who else we got? Hernan Cortez, Ponce de Leon. That's going into all of them. They are the eagle that came against us. That was prophecy that was going to happen to our people for breaking the laws of God. Keep reading.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from one end of the earth as swift as the eagle flieth.
So watch this. From one end of the earth. Because where were we? Come over here. We're going to do a little geography, man. Where were we? Point it out. Where were we at? So we talking about the Native Americans, so-called, right? Right here. So north. Read that again.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from one end of the earth as swift as the eagle flieth.
Yes, sir. 2 Ezra 14. 2 Ezra 14. So, said from one end of the earth to the other. We're going to show you what that means according to the Bible. We was over here. They was over here. But we're going to break it down a little bit more. Watch this.
2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Salmanazar, king of Assyria, led away captives.
Okay, so we talking about the 10 tribes. Right now we're talking about the northern kingdom of Israel. Come over here and look at this sign. We're talking about everybody from Ephraim down, right? With remnants of the others, right? So we got Puerto Ricans, so-called Cubans, right? Right now, we're going to focus in on your tribes, right? Watch this. Read.
And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took the counsel among themselves.
So we was in captivity under Salmanazar, right? But guess what? We took counsel with ourselves and said what? We was going to do what?
That they would lead the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
So what we decided amongst ourselves was we was gonna take ourselves to a country where never mankind dwelt. The unknown world.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So the goal was that we would come over here and we would start to do what? We would start to keep our commandments. Because we weren't doing that in our land. Now come here, look at this. Look what they found in New Mexico. What is that right there? That's the 10 commandments in Hebrew. What did we just write that the Israelites were coming over here to do?
To pass their law?
To keep the commandments. They're going to commandments on a stone in New Mexico, which the so-called Native Americans ruled over. Look at over here. What are they wearing at the bottom of their garments? Sandals. What's on the bottom of their shirts and their dresses? We call those fringes in the Bible. Those are called fringes in the Bible. Did you know that that was a commandment to wear those? You did not? I'm going to show you. Watch this.
Numbers 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So the Most High said bid them, meaning, what does it mean to bid?
I guess to do it.
To command somebody. That's what it means. So it said bid them to do what?
make fringes in the borders of their garments.
So guess what? It was a commandment, and it still is a commandment to put fringes in the borders of our garments. Look around you right now. Look at all the purple shirts around you with borders of blue and fringes on their garments. That's because it's a commandment of God. Keep reading.
And that they put a ribbon of blue, and it shall be for you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.
So the point of the fringes is so that when we look on it, we remember the commandments of the Lord. But remember the point. They came over here to keep the commandments. Look at their behavior. Look what they're wearing. Look at what they're writing down. The 10 commandments. You understand? Watch this. Read.
2nd Ezra chapter 13 verse 42. That they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered through the Euphrates River by the narrow passage of the river.
Hey, what's going on, my brother? What's going on? Hey, slide over here real quick. We're going over how the so-called Native Americans was the first people on this side of the world. Right? What's your nationality, my brother?
I'm African, man.
African American, so-called?
African, man.
You African?
African.
Okay, we're going to get into that.
My ancestors from Africa.
Okay, all praise. So watch this. You believe in history?
Absolutely.
You said they're from Africa, right? What tribe?
Probably Benjamin.
Probably Benjamin. Oh, you talking about over here?
Yeah.
What? So where did these people come from? Judah, Benjamin, Levi? They come from Africa, or they come from another country?
Come from another country.
They come from another nation called the nation of Israel. So you're not African, right? You're an Israelite. We're going to go into that though. But right now, we going over some history. All praises. Watch this.
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the floods till they were passed over.
Hey, do we got the map? We got the map? Somebody get the map. So it said that we entered into the Euphrates, right? Somebody point out Euphrates. Where we at? Right here, right? Where we at? Right here. Boom. Right here, right here. So boom. We entered into the Euphrates, right? Right? So what happened?
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over.
So the Most High had to hold still the waters as we was passing through on this journey to a land where never mankind dwelt, right? Keep reading.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
So the travel that we was making was a long journey. It took a year and a half. Flip it. Because we had to go around the Horn of Africa. Right? Keep reading.
And that same region is called Ozarith.
So the region that the so-called Native Americans traveled to was called Ozarith. Right? Let's see what Ozarith means. Who got the definition? Read that.
The Jewish Encyclopedia, 1906. Ozarith, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man.
So read where you're reading this from. Because we didn't write this. I want you to understand that. Read where you're reading this from.
The 1906 Jewish Encyclopedia.
So this is the Jewish Encyclopedia. So the white man wrote this, right? Right? Y'all follow me?
Yes.
We didn't write this. Read.
Ozarith, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of men.
Okay, so we talking about the same thing we reading out of Ezra's, right? Right? Y'all follow me? Keep reading.
In which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell.
So it said that the Israelites would dwell in Ozarith, right? Read.
Observing the laws of Moses until the time of restoration, according to 2nd Ezra chapter 13 verse 40.
Yep.
Columbus.
Who?
Columbus.
Who?
Columbus identified America.
Identified where?
America with this land.
Whoa, wait a minute. So Columbus identified Ozarith with what land? With North America.
Bring it out.
Columbus identified this. Remember we read about the history of Columbus coming over here. He identified this land as Ozarith. So guess what? This is where we came. The Israelites was here first. Because guess what? When they came over here, what did they call it? What did Columbus call it? When he said he discovered, what did he discover? The New World. The New World. Because they didn't even know it was over here. They had to read our records just to get over here.
Bring it out.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is